Just tell me honestly, honestly. Yeah, where are we going? Yeah, where are we going? Yeah, where are we going?
So, 900 million years later, I just figured out that the camera on the front of the phone works way better. But for the sake of wanting to be able to see myself, I am still going to use the selfie camera. Because I go and like watch what I filmed and I'm like, good God, what was I doing? Haven't been here in a minute due to the world falling apart. And I think on a more serious note, I deal with pain with comedy. I don't know if you've noticed. But it was hard. It was a hard couple weeks for all of us. And I think it was really good for us to press a pause button kind of on life, on social media, on insignificant things, and focus even more. Like, how crazy is that? We're already being forced to be in our homes and not leave, quarantine, but to really reflect on this country and the ways in which it hasn't grown maybe as much as we thought, and our own ignorance, and just a lot of the pain that I know myself being white growing up. I feel like I do have a lot of guilt for just not completely being open to maybe not understanding. And I didn't feel really a place to be posting on YouTube about these topics. This past couple weeks, I just decided to stay silent and love on those that I could, in any way that I could, even if that's a text here or there and just saying, I'm here and I don't understand. And I think that's important for us, all the people that aren't minorities, to stop being like, I understand you, we don't. And that's okay, we can't, and we will never fully understand. But to have the capacity and the strength and the wisdom to know that we don't, I think is really powerful. So now I am back to the regular scheduled programming, kind of, which is not really scheduled because I'm all over the place with everything. But I'm learning to have grace with myself in that. I've always been kind of all over the place with career-wise, as far as like doing music and then acting and then modeling and then working in a law office and then working in a PR office and then working as a waitress. And finding some ground is really important. I think that no matter what you're doing to make ends meet, that doesn't take away from the fact that you're an artist. And anyone who tells you that, you can tell them to stick it where the sun don't shine. But basically, I've been really, really revamping myself the past 2 years because I allowed myself to get into relationships that I shouldn't have. And if I respected myself more, those wouldn't have even happened. So I needed some really, it was kind of a two-edged sword, but, or catch-22 or two birds with one stone, I don't know. But the past 2 years I spent really working on myself and learning from my bad choices in relationships. So I think really God can use everything for good, but it's also really helped me step back as an artist and see, what are you doing? How do you funnel everything? And okay, we're gonna focus, we're gonna refocus. What are we focusing on first? And I think it's really, really important to have goals and a game plan, because you kind of can't just go out there and be like, we're gonna do this and it's gonna turn out great. My hair is so foofy because I keep putting stuff in it and not washing it enough because I don't want to lose the blue. But yeah, so basically I'm super freaking excited because, as I mentioned before, we need to film more, but she's a busy bee. I am living with my roommate from college who is a firecracker, and she's super, super good at planning. So we're gonna work together, and we're going to come to California actually this coming week, and we have some exciting plans in store. I mentioned a company that we are building that is an artistic development company that is based out of Malibu and Connecticut. So it's bi-coastal, So anyone on any coast can come to us. But kind of just giving pointers and pointing people in the right direction and fast forwarding the process in ways that I wish I had. And I know looking back, there are things that people told me, you know, you need to be doing your vocals every day. You need to be performing. Like, shocker, big surprise, you're not the first person that told me that. Sorry, rain on your parade. You're really not a genius. Everyone's told me that. But once I started actually doing those things, they became really crucial to my growth. And so I think what I'm saying is that this past couple months, as a country and as a world, we've taken a hit the pause button and gotten to refocus ourselves. And now is a great time to hit the reset button and forgive yourself for the past lack of motivation or drive in the past and get on a good track. I'm really, really excited with where my life is right now because I am focusing on my music, but I'm also developing this fantastic company and with another woman of the Lord. And that way I can continue my growth as a woman, but also be growing in my vocation. And I think that that's really important. And I didn't really understand right out of college how important that independence was, because I found myself constantly depending on other people and getting myself into situations that I wouldn't have gotten into if I had had the independence or belief in myself that I didn't need other people. Whether that be, you know, working with 9 million producers instead of just being like, nah, I'm only gonna work with like the top 2 because I know my worth. And that comes into play also, just knowing your worth. So I'm really excited. My biggest thing, I guess, today is just talking about what I've been thinking about and where I kind of am with the whole chaos that is the world right now. But it's just really refocusing and realizing that there's a lot of importance in refocusing and focusing on the right things and choosing a few things. My Instagram is a great example. I was just thinking, because I'm trying to kind of remake that platform or be like, do I just do away with it? Like, who really cares? But then, you know, today's day and age, it is a great resume or what have you. I've done a lot of remaking my Instagram, and that's normal. If you look at the history of any successful person or successful artist, it's not like this. It's like this. It's craziness. And so that's what you do as an artist. You remake yourself, you come out again. You remake yourself, you come out again. That's what you do as a person, growing. 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, 3 steps forward. Ideally, hopefully you're not going that, but it happens. But you learn and you grow. And I've had people point out to me like, you're saying the same stuff you did years ago. Thank God. Thank God I'm saying those still have those core things that I'm working on. And even if I haven't gotten them yet, I have not forgot. I'm still saying an eye for an eye. I'm still saying turn the other cheek, because I still believe those things, because those are my foundation. And you know what? If they don't happen right away, it's fine. That's why you go to school. You know you have to learn stuff 7 times for it to stick. It is a fact. You have to learn things 7 times. That's why people are like, well, why do you keep dating bad? Well, you gotta learn. And sometimes you gotta learn over and over and over until it hurts so bad that you don't touch the stove again. Don't touch the bad boys again, honey. You know, so it's just a learning process and a growth process. But it's really interesting because really, really, really what is true, just like with my Instagram, is it's a funny little parallel I've noticed, is a little bit can ruin the whole thing. So for me, here I was like fresh out the boat when I started doing my Instagram. My following was real. It was all organic. And then, you know, I wanted too many cookies out of the cookie jar, you know, so I tried to grab them all. So I bought some followers and messed up my ratio. Then it's finally starting to get better again, okay? So the fake ones are trickling off. We're getting more organic. MTV happens. Disney. This was before Disney. No, I think before Disney. And so then I'm like, I'm gonna buy some more because I'm almost at 100. Stupid. Like, did you not learn the first time? So it messed up my ratio again. So now I'm like I was thinking of when I was little, and I used to be like arguing with my mom, be like, just a little bit or something, and she's like, if I put just a little bit of poop in the cake, would that be fine with you? I'm like, that's disgusting, but it's so true. It's true with Instagram, just a few fakes. It's true with your friends. It's true with your life. Just a little bit, mom, just a little. I'm just gonna let a little bit in and it ruins everything. So, that digressed a little bit, but I think you guys know what I'm saying. Just try to focus and not let a little bit of anything bad in or fake in, because it will ruin everything. I saw my energy go literally down the pot in one day this past week, okay? And I'm totally guilty of my reaction. I spoke to someone that I knew I shouldn't have spoke to, and within an hour, I'm in tears, just mortified. Something that I was hoping would go positive, something that I've been pouring into and trying to think positively about and do positive and give actual effort and time, and still, okay, so, but we know what not to let in, because one little thing can just sap all your energy out, and then it takes you 3 days. But guess what? After those 3 days, you get back up and you're amped and ready to go, and now I am that much more excited and that much more on fire for not opening that door again. But it's gonna happen over and over and over, whatever your door is. Whether it is, I don't know, sugar or eating too much, going out too much, boys, girls, whatever it is, give yourself some grace and know that it's nothing happens overnight. And the fact that you keep getting up and trying again, like, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We're all gonna get there. And maybe there is gonna look different than you thought. But don't stop plugging and stop trying and stop having those same things that you started going for in the first place be your things. And any success coach or life coach will tell you, remember what you set out for in the first place. So if those things that you were posting years ago are still things that ring true, you're doing something right, because that's what you got to do to get back to the core. Come back, pull back, refocus, rebrand. What are we doing? What are we here for? What do we stand for? Have a good week, kids.